From translation, TLB, the Living Bible. This 52nd day of the year. Today we are reading passages Numbers 23 to 25. Numbers chapter 23, verses 1 to 30. King Balac of Moab was terrified when he saw how the Israelites had defeated the Amorites. Moab was filled with dread because of the vast numbers of Israelites, and they were terribly afraid of them. "This horde will devour everything around us," the Moabites said to their Midianite allies, just as an ox eats up the grass of the field. At that time, King Balac was the ruler of Moab. So he sent messengers to Balaam son of Beor at Pethah, near the Euphrates River in the land of the eastern peoples. "Come," the messengers said, "a people has come out of Egypt, covering the face of the earth. They are camped across from us and threatening to attack. Please come and curse this people for me, for they are too powerful for me. Perhaps then I will be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. I know that those you bless are blessed, and those you curse are cursed." So the leaders of Moab and Midian went to Balaam with the diviner's fee in their hands. They went to Balaam and told him what Balac had said. "Stay here tonight," Balaam replied, "and I will find out what the Lord says to me." So the Moabite leaders stayed with Balaam. But God came to Balaam at night and said, "Don't go with them and don't curse these people, for I have blessed them." So in the morning Balaam said to the princes of Balak, "Go back to your own land, for the Lord will not let me go with you." The Moabite leaders returned to Balak and said, "Balaam refuses to come with us." Then Balak sent more leaders, even greater in number and in rank than the first. They went to Balaam and said to him, "King Balac son of Zippor says, 'Don't let anything stop you from coming to me. I will certainly honor you and do whatever you say. Come, curse these people for me.'" So in the morning Balaam got up, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite leaders. But God was angry because Balaam was going, and the angel of the Lord stood in the road to block his way. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. The angel of the Lord stood in the road to block his way. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn, it turned off the road and went into a field. Balaam struck the donkey to turn it back onto the road. The angel of the Lord then stood in a narrow path between the vineyards, with walls on both sides. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it pressed Balaam's foot against the wall and scraped it against it. So Balaam struck it again. The angel of the Lord went and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn either to the right or to the left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, it lay down under Balaam. Balaam's anger burned, so he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and it said to Balaam, "What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times?" Balaam answered the donkey, "Because you have made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand right now, I would kill you." The donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden until this very day? Have I ever treated you this way before?" "No," Balaam said. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn. Balaam bowed his head and fell to the ground. The angel of the Lord asked him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times?" "I came to oppose you because your way is foolish in my eyes. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If it had not turned away, I would certainly have killed you, but let it live." Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned. I did not realize you were standing there in the road to oppose me. Now if you are displeased, let me go back." The angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but speak only what I tell you." So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Balak heard that Balaam had come, so he went out to meet him at the Moabite town on the Arnon River at the border of his land. Numbers chapter 24, verses 1 to 25. When Balaam saw that the Lord was pleased to bless Israel, he did not go as before to seek omens, but turned his face toward the wilderness. When Balaam looked up and saw Israel camped by tribes, the Spirit of God came upon him. He took up his parable and said, "The oracle of Balaam the son of Beor, the oracle of the man whose eyes are opened, the oracle of him who hears the words of God, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down with his eyes uncovered. How beautiful are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. They are like valleys that stretch out, like gardens beside a river, like aloes planted by the Lord, like cedars beside the waters. Water shall flow from his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters. His king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God brings him out of Egypt. He is for him the horns of the wild ox. He shall eat up the nations, his enemies, and shall break their bones and pierce them through with his arrows. He crouches, he lies down as a lion and as a lioness. Who shall rouse him up? Blessed are those who bless you, and cursed are those who curse you." Then Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he struck his hands together. Balak said to Balaam, "I called you to curse my enemies, but look, you have blessed them these 3 times. Therefore flee to your own place. I said, I will surely honor you, but the Lord has held you back from honor. And Balaam said to Balak, Did I not tell your messengers whom you sent to me, if Balak should give me his house full of silver and gold, I would not be able to go beyond the word of the Lord, to do either good or bad of my own will. What the Lord says that I will speak, and now behold, I am going to my people. Come, I will tell you what this people will do to your people in the latter days. And he took up his parable and said, The oracle of Balaam the son of Beor, the oracle of the man whose eyes are opened, the oracle of him who hears the words of God, who knows the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down with his eyes uncovered. I see him, but not now, I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel, it shall crush the forehead of Moab and break down all the sons of Sheth. Edom shall be dispossessed. Seir also, his enemies, shall be dispossessed. Israel is doing valiantly, and one from Jacob shall exercise dominion and destroy the survivors of cities. And he looked at Amalek and took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first among the nations, but his latter end is to be destruction forever. And he looked at the Kenites and took up his parable and said, Strong is your dwelling place, and your nest is set in the rock. Nevertheless, kine shall be burned when Asa takes you away captive. And he took up his parable and said, Alas, who shall live when God does this? But ships shall come from the coast of Kittim, and shall afflict Asher and shall afflict Eber. And he also shall perish. And Balaam rose and went back to his place, and Balak also went his way. Numbers chapter 25, verses 1 to 18. While the Israelites were camped at Shittim, the men began to indulge in sexual immorality with Moabite women. These women invited them to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people ate and bowed down before these gods. So Israel joined in worshipping the God of Peor, and the Lord's anger burned against Israel. The Lord said to Moses, Take all the leaders of the people and execute them in broad daylight before the Lord, because he has turned away his wrath from Israel. So Moses said to the judges of Israel, Each of you must kill your own men who have joined in worshipping the God of Peor. Just then, an Israelite man brought a Midianite woman into his family right before Moses and all the people, while they were weeping at the entrance to the tabernacle. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar and grandson of Aaron the priest, saw this, he left the assembly and took a spear in his hand. He followed the Israelite man into the tent and ran both of them through, the man of Israel and the Midianite woman, through her belly. Then the plague against the Israelites was stopped. 24,000 people died in the plague. The Lord said to Moses, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar and grandson of Aaron the priest, has turned my wrath away from the people of Israel, because he was zealous for my sake among them, and made atonement for them by turning away my wrath. Therefore I am making a covenant of peace with him. He and his descendants will have a permanent covenant of priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made atonement for the people of Israel. The name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, the son of Salu, a leader of a Simonite family. The name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur, who was a tribal leader in Midian. The Lord said to Moses, Attack the Midianites and destroy them. They have treated you cruelly, deceiving you in the matter of Peor and in the affair of Cosbi, the daughter of a Midianite leader, who was killed on the day of the plague because of the Peor incident.